Hello the world, hello the internet, hi Jason Isaacs, and hello to everyone who hasn't started their UCAS application yet. What I'm going to try to do here is to walk you through the opening of your account. I'm going to stop from time to time so I can fill in the boring bits, so the edit's not going to be particularly good, and I really want to get this done now to you today. But hopefully this will get you over the first hurdle so you can actually start doing the important stuff. And we start here at Google or whichever your website is. Today, there you go and vote if you haven't already. Let's go in. Now, we are looking to register to apply for an undergraduate course, and we're going to register for the 2018 entry. Now, you may be wanting to defer your application and start in a little while's time, but we'll worry about that at a different point. At this stage, I suggest that you simply log into 2018. If you want to defer your application and actually start university in 2019, you'll get an opportunity to indicate that as we go down the line. Now, you are going to be registering, so we register there. Blah, 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 blah. Next, blah, 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 TLDR. And we are now here. Now, I'm going to pause this while I fill this in because it's otherwise very boring. I'll be back in a second. Right, so there we go. I put in some details and I'm now going to hit next. This takes me to this screen. Now my UK postal address in this instance is going to be the UK. This is your postal address. This is where everything is going to go for correspondence details, and that is going to be the school. Now, rather boringly, at this point, we will find that though the postal details are thus, it is not recognized. I'm going to pause this and fill it in again. So there you go. Now, if you're a day pupil, you might choose to use your postal address, but I would urge that we keep it all simple and that we have all postal addresses going through the school. So there we go. Obviously, Feg House, you can change that to your own thing. Now, this is the opportunity for you to start to put in your personal details. I'm going to, again, pause this, fill this in, because it's not really a spectator sport. So there we go. I've put in some numbers there. Now, in terms of your email address, you're entitled to use whichever one you want. I would just urge that if your email address refers to the size of an appendage or your nature as Star-Lord, that maybe you change that and go for something more sensible. You might want to use the school address. That's perfectly fine. Just don't have anything stupid. It shouldn't count against you, but human nature is human nature. Now, I'm just going to pause this, enter my real email address, and then we'll move on to the next screen. See you in a second. So I've entered my real email address. We've scrolled down the screen. This is how we contact you. This is the only thing that's perhaps worth thinking about. Just if you want, take out the postings. Just means you're going to get less rubbish through the post. Communication. There we go. Yeah, so now we move on to the next screen. And again, this is where it gets a little bit boring. I'm going to fill these in and I'll get back to you in a second. Now, before we go on to the next screen, you'll have seen that I've filled this out. Here's just a little thing you might want to bear in mind. Maybe not this time, but in the future. Often these security questions refer to information that is in the public domain. No one's going to ask you whether or not you really went to Gotham Secondary, your car was a Batmobile, your mother was Bruce and your father was Wayne and Bruce. But your real parents' maiden name, your real father's first name is going to be in the public record. And so potentially that is a security breach. Anyway, this is just something for way, way, way down the line when you're dealing with something that's probably much more important than than UCAS. The only other thing just up here, make sure you get one of these special characters, and it gets really dull. But you may find yourself flicking backwards and forwards, and it's very, very boring for everyone concerned. Hopefully I've got this right. Let's see what happens. There we go. Now, the next thing to say is you've got your username, so make sure you take a copy of that and park it somewhere that you're going to remember it. So there we go. We'll just put that one there for the time being. Now, one of the things that you have to do now, which is very, very dull, is to log in again. So log in now. We're going to log in for school and college because that's how you're applying. It's now going to ask you for a buzzword. I'm going to fill in the buzzword. However, I'm not going to show it here because I don't want any Herbert on the internet finding it and then putting in to apply through our school, which I'm then going to have to go in and delete. So you have the buzzword that's been emailed to you separately. I'm going to punch that in. I will see you on the next page. So I'm back. They've noticed that I am applying through Stowe School. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And let's move on to the next page. Now, here, put yourself into a tutor group. Don't get bound up about this. Makes sense if you can get it right first time. That would make my life a lot easier. Remember, if you're applying to Oxbridge, you want to go into the subdivision that is JMM. That's Mr. Murnane. On this occasion, I'm just going to chuck myself into my tutor group. I'm not applying to Oxford. I've already done that bit. So I'm going to go in there under JPF SLA. That takes me into this. Now, I have got this personal identification number there. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to park that here so I don't forget what it is, because otherwise that's going to be really, really dull. Now I need to verify my email address. This is going to take me a little while, so I'll just click on that. I'll verify my email address, and then I'll be back to guide you through the next stage of the application. See you in a second. Hi, back again. I've gone in. I've changed the size of the screen because I didn't want you to see my email address. What I did find when I went in to get my code was that that had been parked in the in my junk mail folder. So let's just see if this is going to work. Oh gosh, got the wrong one. Let's try that again. So there we go. So that has now been verified. Everyone is happy-ish. We are into the next stage, and I'm just going to pause this, resize the window. I'll be back with you in a minute. Hello again. We're back. Now, this all is fairly self-explanatory. You work your way through these boxes. What I want to do here really is to try to show you how to enter your English qualification, because the English qualification is kind of complicated, and I do apologize for that. That's just the way it is. Now, you've got these instructions here. So what we're going to do is I am going to try to input some results using this particular thing while talking you through the process. So again, we now have to add in the details of your education. You don't have an honours degree yet, I'm afraid. So now we need to just add in the school. So if we, I'm just going to pause and just do it this way. So go in Stowe School, there we go. So that picks it up automatically. You will have started in September, whenever that was. Let's assume it's 14. You will know this. And of course, you will be finishing in July of next year. You are in full-time attendance. And did you receive any qualifications from the centre? Yes, you did. Now, that's fine. So now we can go in and we can start to add qualifications. Now, the one that I wanted to add is the English one. So we are entering, as it says there. So let me just size this up properly. I'll be right back with you in just one. Hi, I'm back. I've had a bit of a practice, and so hopefully I'm going to get this one right. Now, you have been sent this particular little document here, or these instructions here. So when you want to enter your English language GCSE, okay, you're looking for the international GCSE section here. So we go in here, whoops, not that one, sorry. We add qualifications, and we go to international GCSE. Now this is English language, so in here we would select English language. English as your first language, that's the CIE 500, that's the one you've done, with no speaking or listening, so it's that one. We then go to qualification date. Now obviously you got this last year, so that's June 2016. The awarding organisation was CIE, the grade is whatever it was. Jolly good. So we save that, and then we can add not a similar, because the next one has to go in under a different qualification. So this is English literature, as it says here. This is now your level 1, level 2, Ofqual, all of that sort of stuff. So you click on that. This is English literature. So there it is there. Again, this was July 2016, sorry. And the awarding organisation again is CIE, and your grade is whatever your grade was, and save that. Now the rest of your qualifications are going to be standard GCSEs, and you can go in, select those, and you will know your awarding organisations. That's all going to be dependent on the actual subject, and that hopefully should be fairly straightforward. I accept that entering the English GCSE is complicated. That's just a quirk of the system. I hope that has clarified things a little bit. But do let me know if you have any further questions. Otherwise, good luck with your applications. Everything else here is fairly straightforward. I hope the choices, you're going to fill those in as you go through. It'll be fun working that out. Do come to me with your questions, and I look forward to answering them. Until then, all the best. Bye for now.